Hey Cabalists, this is Chris from the Secret Cabal Gaming Podcast, and today I want to talk about 5 games that I feel are extremely underrated. In no particular order, we're going to kick this off with my very first one, which is Dungeon PETZ. Well, a long time ago, I used to play a game called Dungeon Keeper, which me and all my friends were fascinated by. You were the bad guy creating a dungeon full of your minions and trying to beat back the heroes. Well, then Vlaada came out with a game called Dungeon Lords, which was Dungeon Keeper, the board game. And it was great. A little complicated, but it was great. Then he later came out with a game called Dungeon PETZ, and I love it. I don't see it getting played too much, but it is so much fun. You buy little evil pets that they're all adorable. And then you raise them and send them off to the fair to exhibit them. You got to clean their poop. This game has poop in it, which is just fascinating to me that they have poop. You clean in their cages, you're going out, you're getting magic items, you're selling them back to the market, which essentially turns them into meat. And on top of that, Vlaada has a rulebook that is hilarious. It's great, and I normally don't like fluffing rulebooks, but it is so funny the way he talks about this game. I really recommend you go out and check Dungeon PETZ if you have not tried it yet. It is a very, very cute game with a very complicated board. Witch of Salem. Well, this is a game that I bought a while back when I was going through my Lovecraft phase. I had to have every Lovecraft game I could get on my Lovecraft shelf. Witch of Salem was kind of an impulse buy, and we sat down and played it with Jamie and his wife Melanie and loved it. In fact, Jamie loves this game more than I do, but I don't hear many people talking about it except for him. So when I saw it on the shelf, I realized, wow, this is a really good game that no one's looking at anymore. It's a co-op game where you're running around Salem trying to close portals and beat back the minions of the Great Old One before he becomes so powerful that he gets unleashed. You're trying to banish him. And if you lose together. If you win together. It is very Pandemic-like, but also Arkham Horror. So think Arkham Horror with Pandemic mechanics in it. Very difficult, hard co-op to play, which is always good. Co-ops have to be difficult, and a lot of fun. In fact, I gave my copy to Jamie today because he likes that game so much and doesn't own it, which is a travesty. CUTTHROAT Caverns. All right, well, Cabalists, the next game I'm going to talk about is a game that is absolutely wacky, full of take-that mechanics, and tons of expansions, so tons of content out there. This is CUTTHROAT Caverns. Sat down and played this game, and I was in love because it's just insane. You have an encounter deck that you're going through, and each encounter can either be a monster or a mini game that you have to play, and you're playing cards out of your hand, kind of like screwing your neighbor. In the game, it has something that I always hate, which is the killing blow gets all the points. But it's part of the strategy of this game. You're trying to strategize playing your cards so that you're the one striking the killing blow, which is a lot of like canceling out your opponent's cards, or they play a card and you react to it and sneak in the last blow. Lots of strategy going on there. But the thing I thought was really cool and a surprise to me was that there are encounters that are games. One of them was like blackjack. It's just, they're just such a plethora of options in this game. And with the expansions, which are a million of, you have a lot going on here. WARBAND Against the Darkness. All right, so WARBAND. It's a game that popped up at Gen Con a long time ago, and I thought it was gonna stink. I don't know, I think Jamie just got it on a whim. I'm not sure if it was popular at the time, but we broke it out and I was like, okay, seems interesting. It looks like it has a tech tree. It's got a big map to go and travel across. But I loved it because the tech tree ended up being unit advancement. You grow units in power from like just peon soldiers to veterans. You're going out and trying to kill these invading hordes, the hordes of darkness. You'll send scouts out in the field that help you fight in different locations, help you score victory points at the end of the game. And yet again, it's a game where you're not fighting each other. you're trying to get the most glory points to win. So it's not a game where you're attacking the opponent's players. The other thing that's great about this game is there are asymmetrical character powers. That's something that Steve absolutely loves in games, and it works really well here because this is a game where you have to focus on your race's special power to win. And it's such a huge benefit. Even the ones that seem small actually end up helping you greatly in the game. Again, I don't know why this isn't talked about more. It's very, very solid game and a lot of fun. And it plays, hour and a half, 2 hours, somewhere in there. And you just have a great time. Miskatonic School for Girls. Miskatonic School for Girls. I got it on Kickstarter because A, it was Lovecraft, again, during my Lovecraft phase, and the art is awesome. It's a goofy concept where you play a class of schoolgirls, essentially think like Harry Potter and the classes in Harry Potter, and you are fighting against the teachers of the school who are Cthulhu monsters. So you have like the cafeteria lady who's a cafeteria lady in the artwork, but she's a monster. She's like a great old one. It's so humorous to me to play this game. Yes, it has a really weird theme that is not going to get a lot of people to play it, but the play itself is fun. It tells a story. You're trying to be the last class to go insane, essentially. And manipulate the game so that you do that. You're killing off the teachers, and more teachers are coming in. You're getting your best friends to come in and help you out. Really interesting game that I guarantee no one is talking about this game except probably me. But I would highly recommend checking it out. It doesn't bring a lot of new stuff, but thematically and artistically, I think it shines there. Well, all right, Cabalists, those are 5 games that I think people should go and look at. I think they're extremely underrated, kind of fall off people's radars. I really want to hear them talked about in the community more. They're not up everybody's alley, but I think they're just not known about anymore. They were around at the time, and now they're lost to the sands of time. If you're interested, go take a look at one of these games.
Thanks so much, everybody. If you've enjoyed this video, please do us a giant favor by subscribing to the channel and clicking that wacky bell icon. If you're into board games, miniatures games, role-playing games, we have a bunch of audio podcasts you might enjoy. You can find those at thesecretcabal.com or on iTunes and Stitcher.